Hello, everyone. My name is Julie Bull. Thank you for listening in to review the discussion draft of the zoning bylaw. Today, I'll be presenting an overview of the draft zoning bylaw, including background and process to date, key updates across different zones, and the proposed next steps. The comprehensive zoning bylaw update is being undertaken to modernize existing regulations, improve usability, and better align with official community plan and current best practices. This draft reflects an iterative process, including multiple council check-ins throughout 2025 and Phase 1 public engagement in October. Feedback from the community, property owners, and council has directly informed the structure, content, and overall direction of the bylaw you see today. I'll now go over the proposed changes. To view the draft zoning bylaw, please refer to Appendix A. For a side-by-side comparison of existing and proposed regulations, along with explanatory comments, please see Appendix B. A key focus of this draft bylaw is modernization. This includes updating language, definitions, and general regulations to improve clarity and consistency across the document. We have also consolidated zones and introduced clearer formatting with improved tables and graphics. Zones have been renamed using letters tied to their primary function, making them more intuitive. Definitions have also been refined. Several updates are proposed to the general regulations to address emerging issues and improve consistency. New floodplain provisions required that development within 100 meters of the marine shoreline be supported by a qualified professional report confirming that the site is outside of the floodplain to align with municipal best practices and provincial regulations. Retaining wall regulations have been updated so that larger multi-tiered walls require additional approvals, ensuring safety and oversight. We've also introduced regulations for shipping containers to ensure appropriate placement and use. Finally, home occupation rules have been updated to provide more flexibility depending on the dwelling type while still maintaining neighborhood character. The agricultural zones have been refined to simplify and strengthen their function. This includes integrating specialized zones like veterinary and aerodrome into the main agriculture zone. We are also introducing clear setback requirements for a range of farm uses, scaled based on their intensity, and including setbacks from watercourses. Additionally, increased setbacks are proposed where industrial or commercial zones border farmland to reduce potential impacts such as shading or operational conflicts. In commercial areas, the focus has been on refining permitted uses and improving clarity rather than increasing building height, which reflects feedback received during public engagement. We are maintaining and strengthening requirements for active ground floor commercial uses and mixed-use areas to support walkability and vibrant streetscapes. A new intensive commercial zone is proposed for the Keating Business District to better reflect its role as a mixed employment hub. Marine commercial zones have also been refined to better align with waterfront-related uses. Updates to industrial zones are relatively minor and focus on better reflecting existing uses and adding flexibility for appropriate. For example, Gateway Park is proposed to be included in the light industrial zone, with childcare added as a permitted use to support the local workforce. Commercial composting is proposed to be limited to existing operations. In institutional zones, modest density increases are proposed to accommodate Fire Hall Number 1, along with the introduction of subdivision regulations to ensure consistency with other zones. In response to provincial legislation introduced through Bill 44, the district previously updated its residential zones. Since then, there has been a strong interest in smaller lot configurations that still support ground-oriented housing. To respond to this, a new small lot residential zone is being considered, allowing single detached homes or duplexes with options for secondary suites and secondary dwelling units, supporting up to 4 units where feasible. We are also proposing a modest increase to lot coverage in the existing residential neighborhood zone to ensure these housing forms are practical and achievable. The existing multifamily zones are being reorganized into 3 simplified zones to better support a range of housing types. These include a lower density townhouse zone, a mixed townhouse and apartment zone, and a higher density apartment zone permitting up to 4 stories. Setbacks have been aligned with the existing design guidelines, and modest density increases are being considered to support improved building forms and housing diversity. We have here a overview of our different residential housing types, ranging from the proposed small lot neighborhood residential zone to the residential apartment zone. The real estate zones are being consolidated and aligned more closely with the official community plan designations, resulting in 3 new zones: rural agriculture, rural forest, and rural shoreline. A key consideration has been balancing agricultural use with environmental protection. In the forest and shoreline areas, agriculture is limited to 25% lot coverage to help preserve ecosystems. This percentage will still allow property owners to achieve farmer status if they wish to do so. In addition, properties with recognized farm status can still utilize 10% lot coverage for agriculture through site-specific provisions. 100% lot coverage, sorry, I meant to say. Given the wide range of rural lot sizes, a proportional approach to lot coverage is being proposed. This creates a more equitable relationship between lot size and allowable development, based on an incremental scale. This approach is generally consistent with the existing zoning, but allows for slight increases on smaller lots in rural areas. Additionally, a maximum house size of 500 square meters is being considered in certain rural zones based on prior council direction. Water zones have been updated to improve clarity and consistency. This includes consolidating permitted uses and introducing new ones to reflect evolving needs. New setback requirements are also proposed to reduce conflicts between neighboring properties and prevent encroachment. The draft zoning map reflects all of the proposed changes and is aligned with the updating zone structure. In areas where zoning changes are being considered, such as Dignan Road, targeted engagement will be undertaken with property owners. Following this presentation and council direction, the next step will be public engagement running through April and June. This will include open houses, an online feedback form, and targeted outreach with key property owners. All feedback will be compiled and brought back to council for consideration before the bylaw proceeds to readings and a public hearing. That concludes the presentation, and I am happy to answer any questions at the meeting. Thank you very much.